Hello everyone, it is BooktubeAthon time! I am very excited about this since this is the first year I will be participating. This is going to be a challenge since I usually read about 3 to 4 books a month. So reading this many books in such a little time is definitely going to be difficult, but I think I picked out some books that I can manage. I will leave everything about BooktubeAthon in the description below, so just check that out. And I will begin with my TBR, so let's get started. The first challenge is to let a coin decide your first read. For this challenge, I picked out The Sea Monsters by Rick Riordan and Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. Heads is Sea Monsters and tails will be Horror Store. Tails. So the first book is going to be Horror Store. This is a horror humor book. It's about a furniture store in Ohio and a lot of strange things happen in it, like furniture gets broken, things get moved around. So 3 employees decide to take dusk till dawn shifts to find out what is happening. The second challenge is to read a book about something you want to do. For this one, I went a little bit different because it's about witches, and I love the supernatural and all that, and witches. I would love to be a witch. So in another world where witches and all that exist, which I hope they exist now, but I don't know any, but that is something I would want to do in a different world. So I picked Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is a fantasy novel about how for 200 years the Owens-Williams get blamed for everything bad that goes on in their town. And this is no different for Gillian and Sally. They live with their aunts who kind of like the attention of the rumors of their witchery, but Gillian and Sally don't seem to like it very much. One of them runs off, one of them gets married so quickly, but the bond that they share brings them back together. The third challenge is to read and watch a book to movie adaptation. And for this one, I picked out The Gunslinger by Stephen King. This is The Dark Tower 1. This is a science fiction novel. The description says it's about Roland, the last gunslinger. He is a haunting figure, a loner on a spell-binding journey into good and evil. In his desolate world, which frighteningly mirrors our own, Roland pursues the man in black, encourages a alluring woman named Alice, and begins a friendship with the boy from New York called Jake. I am so excited to read this and watch the movie. I know little about the movie. I've seen previews for it, and it has one of my favorite actors, Idris Elba, in it, so I'm really excited to read the book and then watch the movie. The fourth challenge is to read a book with green on the cover. And for this, I picked The Tempest by William Shakespeare. As you can see, the fish on the cover is green, and so I picked this, and it's pretty short, so I think I can read this book in a day, or this play in a day. I really don't know what it's about, and because I haven't read a lot of Shakespeare's work, only from things I read in school, which I really don't remember, and recently I read Much Ado About Nothing, which I loved, so hopefully I will enjoy this just as much. The fifth challenge is to read a book wearing the same hat while reading the entire book. For this, I chose Crystal by V.C. Andrews. This is part of her Orphan series, so Crystal's an orphan and we follow her journey. And the hat I chose is one of my favorite hats, and that is my Thor hat. So I will be wearing this while reading this, and this is a very hot hat. So I picked a very short book because I don't know how much I can stand wearing this hat for long, but I love it so much. The sixth challenge is to read a book with a beautiful spine. Now, I'm a sucker for beautiful covers. My attention is drawn straight away if it has a beautiful cover, but I never really thought about the spine, so it took me a while to find a book that had a beautiful spine. This one also has a beautiful cover, but the spine is also really lovely, and that is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. I've never read this, so I'm very excited to read it. And the spine is very beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, but it has all these roses and their vines, and it's just so gold and pink and pretty. And the 7th challenge is just to read 7 books. And so for this one, I'm going to read Sea Monsters by Rick Riordan, since it didn't win in the coin toss. This is the 2nd book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I just finished The Lightning Thief and I really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to pick this one up real quickly. And since it's a middle grade series, I'm hoping that I will be able to finish this one quickly. So those are all the books I plan to read for the BooktubeAthon. Let me know any books that you choose to read, and like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!